It's uniform time here at the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. We discuss the uniform that we're breaking out tomorrow, show you what it looks like, even play the reveal video for you right here on this extra edition of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome to this extra edition of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Willis. Thank you very much for joining us. We have a ton of content out there. We got the picks from Biscuits and SEC coming up tonight right after this. We've got the picks from SEC After Dark that was released a little bit earlier today. We've got content all over the place. Also, a preview tomorrow morning will be released. That will be the interview with Joe DeLeon. The FCS guy from the Believe Network is going to be here to talk the Central Arkansas Bears. And you're like, hey, Steve, you are treating this bigger than we need to treat it. And I was like, no, we need to get into the habit of certain things on certain days. And there's only going to be one Central Arkansas game, but there's 10 more after this. So we want everybody to set their expectations of what they can see on this channel. Anyway, Ole Miss is going to do the powder blue helmet, red jersey, and gray pants, the OGs, the traditional uniforms with the powder blue helmet. I think in 2020, Lane Kiffin wore the red jerseys one time. In 2021, Lane Kiffin wore the red jerseys one time. This may be your only chance to see the red jerseys if that is indeed your favorite this year, especially with the advent of the white helmet. And I'm curious to see what the navy blues will do as well. So that is just my opinion. Before we get started, though, I want to thank you for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell for notifications and, of course, upvote the video itself. Participate in the comment section below. All of that will make us very happy. Thank you very much. And also, I do want to tell you, BetOnline is your number one source for pro and college betting needs and sports info this season. Find all the latest football league developments, game matchup, news, and podcasts, including this year's opening week games. BetOnline is your continued source for all of your sporting wagering information, including live betting, esports, and scores. The fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite sports and events, including MLB, MMA, boxing, golf, and MLS. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, so the uniform reveal happened, and we're going to show you in just a second what that looked like. They're doing skits this year, apparently, and this one was at the Chevron, where they're picking out chicken on a stick. So let's watch the preview, and we'll talk about the uniform after it's done.
Yeah, that one on the left.
All right, when you deal with this uniform, and you should deal with this uniform, it's the traditionals, is the powder blue helmet, the red jerseys, the gray pants, the things that older people grew up watching in the era of Billy Brewer. It was the traditional home uniform for Ole Miss. I mean, I like the look. I like seeing it for no other reason than nostalgia. This look I've always liked. Whenever we wore the Navy helmets under Tommy Tuberville, and we had essentially 20 years of Navy, I pined for this look the whole time. And then when they came back, I just thoroughly enjoyed them as well. I mean, it is a solid look. It is an Ole Miss look, and it's probably the most iconic Ole Miss look that they have. Now, I question breaking them out against Central Arkansas unless you plan to wear them again. Also, I like the numbers on the side of the helmets with the what's the word? Numbers on the side of the helmets with the red jerseys and the gray pants. I like that look. It was what Matt Luke was wearing against LSU each year. I like those numbers. I like the font. I like everything about that look. But this game, this showing up for Central Arkansas might be a little bit of a hint. Last year when it showed up against Tulane, and then we didn't see the blue again. We didn't see the red again. Against Auburn, the OGs came out with the Navy helmets. Did not see the red again. I am curious to see if we will see the red uniforms again this year. Now, I think we might because of the white helmet. If we did not have the white helmet, I think the red uniform would be shelved. But with the white helmet, the temptation to go white, red, white will be a little bit too high and too much for them to deal with. Anyway, it's a good-looking strip. I like this uniform. And just a reminder real quick, the postcast is coming up Saturday after the UCA game. So that'd be tomorrow night. Guest analysts will be Derek Vandegrift and Tom Vanderford. The podcast will begin around 10 Central. Maybe a little early, maybe a little not. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell for notifications that we're going to go live soon. That is how I would recommend handling that. And also remember that you need to be a subscriber to the YouTube channel to chat, to participate in the show. And that'll be very important. Last week we had a very lively chat window up. You can go back and watch the replay of the postcast last week against Troy and see a lively look of what was going on. This week we're going to have a little bit of fun. It'll be a little bit more interactive with Derek and Tom being on the show. It'll be more like you might remember from Omaha Live whenever we did that. So it might be like that. I didn't want to get in the way of Bill Flowers and Mike Espy because they were absolutely rolling. They were just rolling. So I want everybody to do that, please, and enjoy these uniforms. We got the traditionals. Everybody wants the traditionals all the time, or they say they want the traditionals, and here they are. And you can make something out of that. So subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can participate in the postcast, and we will see you then. Take care.